Maybe you want to start fasting, but are not sure how you're going to feel that first or second day. Well, we're going to cover that today so that you can start fasting with confidence and know if what's happening is okay or not. By the way, this is a different video from the side effects of fasting, which I also have in this playlist, and check that out if you want to. But this is particularly for the first day or two after you start fasting, what you can expect. And why do these things happen? Why do any kind of changes happen when you start fasting? Well, we've gotten our body used to using glucose for energy, used to using sugar and having its insulin spiked all the time because we've been feeding ourselves all the time, not realizing that's actually not how human body works the best. Remember, if you're eating a lot of processed foods, your body is addicted to it. Think of sugar quite literally like a drug. So you are acting like a drug addict, constantly needing that fix. That fix that makes you feel high, that sends in a surge of dopamine, that makes you feel normal. Which is why oftentimes you're going to start experiencing some cravings, again, just like a junkie. And if you right now feel like your whole world revolves around food, that's why. And by the way, if you're new to my channel, hi, I'm Lex Vuko. After 20 years in health and fitness industry, after training in bodybuilding, boxing, kickboxing, and helping hundreds of women lose weight and feel great, I have compacted all that information in a program that I call the Vuko Method, and I share all that information with you on this channel as well. So make sure to subscribe and get all that information right to your phone. All right, let's get into the first thing of what you can expect. Feeling tired. So why does this happen? Once again, we're going to go to those insulin spikes because your body is so used to keeping constantly insulin raised and then still spiking it up and down, fluctuating a lot throughout the day. When you start fasting, your insulin slowly starts tapering down, and that itself can cause to make you feel tired and weak for a while till your body realizes, hey, we're doing this and we actually need to find a different way of getting energy, which is through fat reserves. And that's eventually what fasting leads to. The second thing that you can expect within a few hours of starting to fast, if you're not used to it, is peeing a lot. Whenever you first start fasting, you are going to pee a lot because carbohydrates in your body, glucose in your body actually holds on to more water. Now that you are slowly getting into the fasted state and the body is using that glucose for energy, it is also releasing more water. Now you could lose salt with that water, so you want to make sure you're not dehydrated. There is such a thing as a dry fast, but you never want to start a fast first time ever with a dry fast. So you can pee a lot, especially in the first day or so. So please make sure that you are getting adequate water with Celtic salt or electrolytes that you can add that don't have any calories, will keep you in the fasted state, but will balance those electrolytes. Some other signs of dehydration that you probably need to know of are headaches, fatigue, dizziness, and interestingly enough, dry fast that I just mentioned helps stabilize those electrolytes when done properly. But we're not going to talk about that just yet. If this is your first time fasting, we're just going to ease into this. If you need more information on which electrolytes to use or what Celtic salt is, look up in the description. I'll leave all the details there. Okay, the next thing that can happen that can kind of throw you off a bit is being pale in your face. Every time on my first day of fast, if I haven't fasted for a while before that, this is what happens. So when I fast, I typically eat a little early in the day and then stop eating, let's say at 3 or 4 p.m. Well, by 8 p.m., I look at myself in the mirror and I'm like, oh my God, I am looking pale. Now, it is also very important to know how you're feeling as well, because at that time, I actually feel fine. And I've been doing this long enough to know my body. So I know I ate enough, I am okay. But this is exactly why I don't recommend jumping into a fast without really testing your body. Because if you jump into a fast, your body doesn't know really how to handle it at first. But if you just shrink your eating window by 15 to 30 minutes, stay there for about a week until you adjust it and then shrink it again, your body has enough time to adapt and is not feeling the shock of it all. And this way you won't feel pale or dizzy or necessarily tired either. By the way, if you're getting value out of this video, please make sure to subscribe and hit that little notification button, as on this channel, I will bring you more information on health, fasting, weight loss, and so on. The next thing that I find people noting when they start fasting is it's just time to eat something. One of the things that the fasting does for you is starts connecting you again with your body to start trusting the hunger cues, the hunger signals. When you start fasting, you're going to start noticing just how much you've been snacking and eating out of the habit. You're going to find yourself walking in the kitchen and opening the fridge for no reason. Or if you're working on something that requires a lot of focus and a lot of attention, your brain oftentimes wants to break that attention by telling you, go get up, go grab something in the kitchen. Don't stay so focused, because remember, focused energy requires a lot of calories for the brain. So that's another thing to be aware of, which in turn is also going to help you learn how to focus a task at hand and actually get things done quicker. And if you find yourself walking into the kitchen, remember, grab that water with Celtic salt, drink up, and get out of the kitchen. So just be aware, if you're in the fasted window, especially in the beginning, you don't necessarily want to hang out around your kitchen. If you need to, you can go a step further and set notifications on your phone to remind you not to snack or not to eat. Because when you're building a new habit, your brain may play tricks on you to make you forget all about the new habit that you're wanting to set and just go back to the old ways. By the way, I would love to hear from you. Let me know in the comments if you have started fasting and if you have experienced any of these. Next thing I want to address is feeling cranky, or as we like to call it, hangry, hungry and angry. Just keep in mind your body is going through an adaptation. And you know that none of us really like the change. I've heard John Ashraf say that the only person that likes a change is a baby with a wet diaper. So none of us really like the change. So if you think about that from that perspective, the body is trying to resist the change. The brain is trying to resist the change because it's uncomfortable. The brain wants to conserve energy, and any new choice, any new decision that doesn't make you go through the automatic set of habits requires energy. Think about it. If I came to your workspace and reorganized everything without consulting you in the first place, you would feel pretty lost and pretty irritated when you sit down to work, because that would be completely new space for your brain, and your brain would have to get used to everything once again. It's the same exact thing here. Your body is adapting. Go into a gentle fast and you will be okay. And again, jumping into hardcore fasts makes this worse. Okay, the next thing I want to address is dizziness, because this can be a serious one. This oftentimes happens due to low blood pressure. It can also be a sign of hypoglycemia or dehydration. And remember, if you're on any medication, you need to consult with someone before fasting who knows about fasting and your particular medication. Blood pressure naturally lowers when you start fasting or when you are fasting. You just don't want to pass out in the middle of it, right? So if you're feeling slightly dizzy, drink water, eat something, and don't worry about the fact that you're breaking the fast, because you are new to this and you're allowing space for your body to adjust. Sit down and have someone next to you just in case, and you definitely don't want to be driving or operating machinery. This again is why you want to do a gentle fast where you slightly shift the eating window. Remember, you're not doing this to impress anyone or to compete with anyone. You are not trying to prove anything to anyone. You're doing this fasting to test your body, to change things up, to improve your blood pressure, your insulin sensitivity, how you feel. You want to have more energy. You want to burn body fat. That is the end goal. So you want to find the way that your body can adapt and do this in the right way. Once again, I'm going to remind you, just shrink your eating window and adjust it to the schedule that works for you. Do you prefer eating in the morning, midday, late in the evening? What would be your eating window? You don't just throw yourself into hardcore fasts. And as a female, you don't want to be fasting the week before your period. Progesterone does not like fasting, and you need to introduce more carbs to save your thyroid, to save your adrenals, to save your hormones. And if you're getting value out of this video, make sure to hit that subscribe button and the little notification on the side. And if you wanted more information on what the side effects of fasting are, make sure to check out that video here.